Have you ever wondered about the one figure who connects Judaism, Christianity, and Islam? It's Prophet Ibrahim, or Abraham, a man whose story of faith is a cornerstone for billions around the world. But how do these three major religions tell his story? Let's dive into the incredible journey of a man called God's friend. Our story begins in the ancient city of Ur in modern-day Iraq. Ibrahim was born into a society that worshipped idols. Even his own father, Terah, was a sculptor of these statues. From a young age, Ibrahim felt something was wrong. He looked at the sun, the moon, and the stars, questioning how people could worship objects made by human hands instead of the magnificent creator who made everything. His logical mind couldn't accept it. One famous story, found in both Islamic and Jewish traditions, tells of a young Ibrahim challenging this practice directly. While the townspeople were away at a festival, he went into the temple and smashed all the idols, leaving only the largest one untouched. He placed the axe in the hand of this big statue. When the people returned and saw the destruction, they were furious. They immediately suspected Ibrahim. When they confronted him, he cleverly replied, "Why don't you ask the big one? He must have done it." They scoffed, saying, "You know idols can't speak or move." And that was Ibrahim's point. He exposed the absurdity of their beliefs, showing them that these statues had no power. This act of defiance marked the beginning of his mission to call people back to the worship of one true God. Ibrahim's stand against idolatry put him in great danger. In both Islamic and Jewish accounts, the ruler of the land, often identified as King Nimrod, was enraged. He saw Ibrahim as a threat to his authority and the established order. Nimrod, who considered himself a god, couldn't stand being challenged. He decided to make an example of Ibrahim. The command was given: build a massive fire, a furnace so hot that no one could even get near it, and throw Ibrahim into the flames. The whole city gathered to witness this terrifying spectacle. As Ibrahim was cast into the raging inferno, he put his complete and total trust in God. He prayed, not for a miraculous escape, but simply affirming his faith. And then, a miracle happened. God commanded the fire, "Be cool and safe for Ibrahim." The flames that were meant to destroy him became a place of peace. When the fire died down, the crowd was stunned to see Ibrahim emerge completely unharmed. This event, a powerful testament to his unwavering faith, is a pivotal moment in his story, showing that true protection comes only from God. After the miracle of the fire, God commanded Ibrahim to leave his home and his people. He was to embark on a journey, guided only by his faith. Along with his wife, Sarah, and his nephew, Lot, he traveled from Ur towards the land of Canaan, the land God had promised to him and his descendants. This journey was not easy. It was a life of a nomad, filled with uncertainty and challenges. But through it all, Ibrahim's trust in God never wavered. He became a beacon of monotheism in a world steeped in polytheism. Years passed, and Ibrahim and Sarah grew old, but they remained childless. This was their greatest sorrow. God had promised to make Ibrahim's descendants as numerous as the stars, but how could that be without a child? In a selfless act, Sarah suggested that Ibrahim have a child with her Egyptian handmaiden, Hagar. From this union, Ishmael was born. Ibrahim's joy was immense. He finally had a son, but God's plan was still unfolding. About 13 years later, God appeared to Ibrahim again. This time, he delivered two shocking pieces of news. First, he reaffirmed his covenant, the sacred promise, and told the 99-year-old Ibrahim that his 90-year-old wife Sarah would also bear a son, and they were to name him Isaac. The Bible describes Sarah overhearing this and laughing in disbelief, but God assured them that nothing was impossible for him. And so, Isaac was born, just as God had promised. Ibrahim now had two sons, Ishmael and Isaac. From these two sons would come great nations, and their stories would branch out, forming the basis for the three Abrahamic faiths we know today. Ishmael is considered the ancestor of the Arabs and the forefather of Prophet Muhammad, central to Islam. Isaac is the ancestor of the Israelites, from whom Moses and Jesus would later descend, central to Judaism and Christianity. Now we come to the most profound test of Ibrahim's life. It is a story so powerful it is recounted in the holy books of all three religions. God commanded Ibrahim to sacrifice his son. In the Quran, the son is not explicitly named, though many Islamic scholars believe it was Ishmael. In the Bible, it is clearly stated to be Isaac, his long-awaited son with Sarah. Imagine the anguish. The son he had longed for, the child of the promise, he was now asked to give up. This was the ultimate test of obedience and love for God. Despite the immense pain, Ibrahim prepared to follow God's command. He took his son to a mountain, built an altar, and was about to perform the sacrifice. At that very last moment, just as his hand was raised, an angel of God called out, stopping him. "Ibrahim, you have already fulfilled the vision." God had seen his willingness, his complete submission. His faith had been proven. A ram, caught in a nearby thicket, was provided to be sacrificed instead. This event, known as the Aqidah in Judaism and Eid al-Adha in Islam, is a symbol of absolute faith and submission to God's will. It teaches that God does not desire human sacrifice, but rather the sacrifice of our own ego and desires in devotion to Him. It's a day of celebration in the Muslim world, commemorating Ibrahim's ultimate act of faith. Another significant event in Ibrahim's life, primarily highlighted in Islam, is the building of the Kaaba in Mecca. The Quran tells us that God commanded Ibrahim and his son Ishmael to raise the foundations of a sacred house of worship. This cube-shaped building was to be the first house on earth dedicated to the worship of the one true God. As they built it, they prayed, "Our Lord, accept this from us. Indeed, you are the hearing, the knowing." They established the rites of pilgrimage, the Hajj, which millions of Muslims perform to this day, walking in the footsteps of Ibrahim and his family. The Kaaba stands today as the Qibla, the direction Muslims all over the world face when they pray, a unifying symbol of monotheism established by Ibrahim himself. So what is the legacy of this remarkable man? For Jews, Abraham is the father of the Jewish people, the one with whom God made the first covenant. For Christians, he is a spiritual ancestor and a model of faith, whose belief in God was counted to him as righteousness. For Muslims, Ibrahim is one of the most revered prophets, a friend of God, and a role model for all of humanity who submitted his will completely to Allah. His story is not just ancient history. It's a living narrative about faith, sacrifice, and the relentless search for truth. It teaches us about challenging the status quo, about trusting in a higher purpose even when the path is unclear, and about the unifying power of devotion to one Creator. The story of Ibrahim, or Abraham, shows us that despite the differences in rituals and interpretations, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam share a common spiritual patriarch. He is the original monotheist, the common ancestor who reminds billions of people that they are part of one extended family, all tracing their roots back to a single man who looked up at the stars and chose to worship the one who made them. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the incredible life of Prophet Ibrahim. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the rich tapestry of our shared human history. Let me know in the comments what you find most fascinating about Ibrahim's story. Until next time, stay curious.